we'll see how this goes. But it's a survey about independent filmmakers' state of the industry.
Yes.
All right. The survey was conducted by the Independent Filmmakers Guild of America. And let me see.
No, don't worry. I got it. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see. So this is one where I wish I knew what this was about before we talked about it.
It's a survey of indie filmmakers asking them, are you making money? How are you surviving? Did you sell your movie? If so, where? If so, how much did you make? It's unfortunately a very depressing survey, because this is, I've got right here a whole bunch of, I'll forward this email to you, Alan, because I want you to react to it. It's shocking. That's why I wanted to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
So I just sent you the recap. There's a lot of info. This is, if you are considering being an indie filmmaker, you should look at the results of this survey. I'll give you some of the facts. I just sent it to you.
Where did you send it to me? Because I'm not
your email address.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at it right now, and I'm
63% of independent films have a budget of $15,000 or less. 6% of independent films make a profit after 3 years of distribution. 9% of indie films have a budget of greater than $250,000. Participants in the survey averaged 10.5 years in the industry with 11 film credits. 62% have a daily budget of $5,000 or less. 80% of movies crowdfunded raised $15,000 or less. 1% of crowdfunded movies raised more than $75,000. 34% of people who bought crowdfunding perks are not satisfied with the result. And 42% of indie films are self-distributed through sites like YouTube and Vimeo and FilmHub. There you go.
I don't know if you can see that.
Did you find the email?
Yeah, this is your email here. So I'm trying not to expose.
Yeah, your email. But we will put a link to the description. Here's the deal. If you are considering being an indie filmmaker, you might want to weigh these stats accordingly. It's very grim. And what I think you should do is really go into it with the reality in front of you, right? If you could read some of the other stuff at the top, Alan, about the survey.
All right, so the survey was divided into multiple sections, emphasizing a participant's experience and perception of the industry, production practices on independent film sets, experiences in crowdfunding and financing, budget, box office, and project-based success, marketing and film festival experiences, and independent film distribution. All that's in the article.
Right. So, we will put the link to it. This is why I wanted to cover this. It's really, what this really shows is a very grim look at the industry. If you're not at the highest level, you're not going to make a lot of money. And if your intention is to make indie film your primary source of income, you might want to reconsider. We'll scroll down to the stats.
Yeah, which one? Which one?
Lower. Just go lower.
Okay.
At the document you're looking at.
Yeah, let me, sorry,
No, just scroll lower. Right, stop there. There's the month.
Okay, go.
So, no, go ahead. You can read some of that. It's very
read it. Yeah, so you actually just read it, but 63%.
Yeah. So,
you want me to do it?
You need to do, go ahead, read a couple of those.
Okay, 63% of independent films have a budget of $15,000 or less.
Stop there. That's a positive.
Mm-hmm.
making an indie film is within your reach. Making an indie film is possible. That's good. Where it gets
that's what your peers are spending.
Right.
So you're not alone in this. 6% of independent films make a profit after 3 years of distribution, which means you got to hang in there.
Right.
You know, you make a movie, keep promoting it. 9% of independent films have a budget greater than $250,000. So there's your high end right there. Participants average 10.5 years in the industry with 11 film credits. So, yeah, any kind of work you can find work. Be a part of it. 62% have a daily budget of $5,000 or less. Crowdfunding. 80% of movies crowdfunded raised $15,000 or less. So that's the kind of money you can look to raising through crowdfunding. 1% of crowdfunded movies raise more than $75,000. 1%. 34% of people who bought 34% of people who bought crowdfunding perks are not satisfied with the result. And then 43% of indie films are self-distributed through sites like YouTube, Vimeo, and FilmHub.
Yeah, I'll just say you have to go into making an indie movie with your eyes wide open. That's why this survey is important. We will put the link in the description so you can look for yourself. And if you approach making an indie movie, because who has made indie movies that we know? Damien Leone with Terrifier 2. I just saw Damien at Monster Palooza. Terrifier 3 is coming out in October. He is making bank. That was a Terrifier 2 was a crowdfunded film made for $250,000 that made $11 million. Now, he's an outlier. Lower your expectations, but go into it with your eyes wide open if you are going to make an indie movie. Alan,
by the way, did he team up with the studio on 3, or is he still?
I don't know. We're going to interview him in October. He's coming on the show. You can ask him.
Yeah, okay.
And he's cool. We had a whole discussion like, did he make money? He said, I did good. The whole thing is now Terrifier, Art the Clown, is a character licensing action figures, shirts, toys. Smart.
Yeah. And I can tell you, the movie theaters ate up that movie.
Yeah. You see a lot of indie movies. I know because I read Film Threat every day. Your thoughts when you look at this, the realities of making an indie movie.
Yeah, I mean, the conclusion I always come up with is what you say a lot is the cavalry's not coming. The studios are not going to give you money, and if they do, they're going to take control of your project. You've got to find a way. It seems more and more today that you've got to find a way to make the movie on your own budget, on your own terms, with your own resources. And once you make that movie, then you have something that you can sell to the studios if they want to distribute it. And that seems to be the way in nowadays. And it also is, again, the way in which you keep creative control of your movie. And so, I mean, again, Hollywood is not the dream. You've got to make your movie, and you've got to keep making movies. And the more movies you make, hopefully the more money you make to make the next movie, or the money you have on hand.
Well, there you go. That's reality. Okay, that's reality.